Oh yeah, baby. We got Bitcoin blasting back into the $70,000 range, looking for that $80,000 mark, a new Bitcoin all-time high. I have some pretty awesome metrics we're looking at today. I'll be highlighting in relevance to some dark conspiracies I've been having in the background for about a year's time now that are all seeming to come to fruition. With just about, 37 electoral candidates assassinated in Mexico leading up to their elections, hotly contested, and all the sicknesses within banks coming to fruition. People in the chat love the thumbnail, Aaron. They love your work.
Oh, we went to
my
White
God.
Shot.
It's like we're getting comments about the
Guys, we took that photo today.
Yeah, it's like
at the local farm down the street.
I'm not that bad, actually. Look at I'm
okay.
It's not that bad. I feel like I'm a lot skinnier than maybe I kind of look. You know what I mean? I feel like a tall, skinny guy all the time. I don't think that's ever going to change.
You look good.
You made me look cool, though. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Owen, over here. And we had some serious computer problems that we got fixed right before the show. So shout out to you guys. Amazing crew making it happen here. It's an amazing day to be in crypto. Owen, why in the hell is the Milwaukee saw not behind me? First of all, what is this? It must be because this show is indeed brought to you by Arculus. This is the world's leading cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto. It's I don't know what's going on with the camera. Is that thing broken now too? There it is. Give me that shot. Give me that shot right there. Just a little zoom in on it. You got this. You can send it. I feel it. Give me it. You got this. This thing is as easy as it gets, man. Like I can give this card and basically you have to download the app, get the card, and it all comes in this singular package here, but it's easy enough for my mom to actually use it, which I like. It's pretty important for me to get my family in the know. What the hell is this, Isaac? How the hell are you doing, man? You're coming out of the blue, coming out of the woodwork.
Coming out of the blue. Yeah, I had to edit a video, so I wasn't able to be on time, but it's okay.
You've been working hard, man. You've been pretty damn focused. Are we working out today? Aaron, are we working out today? Are you working out with us?
I'm working out when I finish my chicken coop.
Fine. That's fair enough. That's a lot of work.
I'm working till 9 every night on that
I should come over there and we should do a little film expose.
When it's done. I got an epic backyard.
Yeah, you're working hard on it. It's looking good, dude. I don't know if the chickens are going to be, or the chicks are going to be hatched in time for you, but
maybe
the brooder's working hard on it. I'm trying to get one of my brooders to make enough chickies, baby chicks to give to Aaron.
I'll definitely take some.
Maybe. I mean,
dude, this coop is so nice. I could live in it. It
Don't
just needs air conditioning.
Oh my God.
I'm working on the drywall and stuff now.
Shout out to everyone that joining us here on the live. We got Green Day, Prophets, Shady Bandito, Nicole Ministator, Manawak, Fluffy the Sheep, Cali Crypto Dude, Robert Cosin, ready to hit Hotfire, and Carrie. What's up, everybody? Well, we have some good stuff on the markets. If you just go on a coin market cap, things are looking juicy. We got Bitcoin registering just at about 2% up for the day, but the number is $70,689. Biggest winners right now, Uniswap, Ordi coming back. No F's given from Notcoin, just absolutely ripping. Caspa still on its move. We highlighted yesterday. Stacks, this one still at around $2. So I'm waiting to see if we can get some more momentum on Stacks. There's some really bullish news from Franklin Templeton coming out about it. And then Dog to the Moon, all that Bitcoin, runestone, ordinals, all that realm just absolutely printing right now. Things are getting hot and heavy. So really, in this show, is the Bitcoin bull run over? Are we basically at the peak? Is this incoming new all-time high going to be the long-term forever number? We're going to be looking into all that and more. Isaac, you looking at me like you got some thoughts on this?
No, I was just...
you thinking about your all-time high call?
Yeah, I was thinking about my all-time high call.
That's what you're thinking about.
That too, but and then like I have a more recent call that like in the next upcoming weeks about next month is going to be like 75K Bitcoin.
You feel like that? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Okay. I mean, that's not much over where it previously was. So that would be a new all-time high. Shout out to Inked Pirates for the super chat down in Rumble. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, brother. Really appreciate it. Everyone in Rumble really holding it down. That's where people can really just let loose and vent. I see some people go from the YouTube chat down to Rumble when they just have to absolutely let it loose because the world just, you need to express yourself. It's healthy to express yourself. You can definitely do that in the Rumble chat. But support us on both channels. It helps out a lot, you guys. Now, we're seeing some stuff. This morning, Josh and DZ were covering this story, talking about the Bitcoin bull market coming in about halfway done. This is what's coming next. All this stuff, just kind of word salad, but this is what I wanted to look at. This is the Bitcoin cycle change detection via drilling methods. And really what I was looking at is just this moment where we had a spike back down to the moving average here. Right at March 14th is when this number literally exactly happened. Now, if you go to TradingView and you look at this moment in time, this matters quite a bit for today's news and a lot of the news that you're going to be hearing from mainstream media over the next few weeks. Things are getting ugly on the banking side. And right here, March, it was basically from the 6th to the 14th, 13th right here. All of the U.S. banking infrastructure was at risk of going insolvent. So I see a couple things mirroring this moment in time where we did bounce down to this level. News breaking today that's actually pretty damn bullish for Bitcoin, bearish for banks. One of the best combinations I can imagine. And it's been a larger chaotic theory of mine that the traditional finance system, as it's set up on a house of cards with all of this leveraged debt on top of each other, is going to collapse into the laps of Bitcoin holders. And Bitcoin holders will be, positioned right now, essentially a new class of monetary ability of person in 10 years time frame. So shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now paying attention to the crypto markets, because it's a absolutely insane ebb and flow of emotions. And on meme coins, it's exacerbated. You open, you're down 80% on one, another one's up 300%. You get that insanity going on. But shout out to everyone that was on this chat actually sticking with us. We were here calling 17 and 16K as the bottom like insane beings. A lot of people are telling me to be careful. A move down to 10K is imminent. Don't want to put your money where don't want to put your mouth where your money is not. I put all of the money I could possibly muster into the markets right there, as well as the last bigger time frames that I purchased were right here. All just kind of along the same track. When you have extreme pain, extreme calls for scam and calls for death to Bitcoin, that is usually when we bounce on up. So it's looking pretty juicy right now. Aaron, I'm pretty pissed that you bought lower than me in this realm though.
I did.
Because
I
did the 17K. You got the 15.5.
I got the 15.5 or something like that,
Never forget.
Everyone says 10K. Everyone said 100K Bitcoin last cycle. And I don't know the TA that well, but I got the feeling in my head. If someone says this number, it's going to this number here right above it. If someone says this number, it's going to this number right here.
That's not a bad mindset to have. You know what I mean? It's not a bad mindset. And right now, if we're looking, let's just pull up this graph again. I like this graph just for historical. So right here, the cost to mine a Bitcoin, a singular Bitcoin to mine cost $19,000. Where we are right now, a single Bitcoin being mined is an average cost of $82,000 to create a Bitcoin right now. So I see some metrics, especially that's the beauty of the halving. It gets more expensive, costs more electricity, more computing data and computing power to actually solve that block. And that's the beautiful design of Bitcoin. So just see some things happening. We got some more stories on the banks later on the show. But now we have this. Van Eck, one of the largest asset managers on the planet, talking about Bitcoin eventually going to become at least half the market cap of gold. And I think that's, actually something that we do have the potential to see this happen in this cycle. But that would mean that we would have a $7 trillion Bitcoin market cap. I think that's reaching a little bit much. Essentially, I'm looking at right around like a $10 trillion tap out, with Bitcoin landing into $3 to $4 trillion of that overall market. So it's just nice seeing Autism Capital highlight this. That's right, baby. Talk your bags, talk your bags. Just clicking their fingers in the background. This is just another one of the traditional market managers realizing that they got some books that needs cooking, and they got to get into new asset classes that can outpace the losses they're experiencing in other sectors. So now we have this from Tech Dev talking about a breakout from the 5-year wedge against liquidity, a literal first for Bitcoin. This is another highlight of the chart we showed yesterday, which got me so damn excited. This is Bitcoin compared to the money supply, and yet another great account highlighting this, essentially an inverted head and shoulders setup that we are at right now, calling for another real big move to the upside. And I feel it in my bones. I feels it when I'm looking at this chart. Back up here, go on a little bit of a bigger time frame. Actually, this is a weekly. Let's see. And eventually, Owen, I want to get a just a Windows, not a Mac computer, a Windows computer. You know what I mean? This one, Bitcoin, we're sitting here, we're ranging right at the previous all-time high, but it's actually shown a shitload of strength right here. And I did not make the opinion that we could go up or down. If you all remember, I was saying we're going to hold 60K. Now, we did have one day where I was wrong and we busted down to $58,000. That was when Israel got hit with Iran rockets. Since then, has shaked off that price action and is trying to break out of this previously created all-time high. This is quite a beautiful setup for me to see. You know, and really the health of this market this short after the halving is something that I'm still just kind of accepting the fact of how damn bullish this situation is. You know what I mean? We sit here, we watch crypto day in and day out. Yes, here and there we have a few 100% gains, 1,000% gains are great to see when we're in this accumulation zone. But I mean, honestly, seeing Bitcoin's price and where we're at right now, we are just getting the party started. So that's good timing. If you're watching this show right now, if you're live, you're paying attention in this moment in time, you're positioned well, and good on you. Shout out to you. Now, we also have this. Hong Kong ETFs produced a $32 million inflow yesterday. China ETFs finally showing some signs of life. The release of the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in China had very little luster to them. A lot of people think of China as this gargantuan monster of monetary strength and military might, just coming into crypto and taking over immediately. Honestly, their ETF action was pretty lackluster and still extremely dwarfed and compared to BlackRock and American entities, but they are getting their hat into the crypto race of nations. So it'll be interesting to see if this picks up. I do expect it to do so. This is just a large thread on why we're bullish. I mean, this is just, there's so many different macro factors calling this. We're talking about, this is from Game of Trades, just talking about the actual price of predicted 6-month change in Bitcoin, highlighting that it's showing as undervalued right now, all kinds of stuff. But the real story in Bitcoin's kind of lull that it's in can be easily seen. If you just go to the monthly, you can see that shelf. Look at that health on the shelf.
I was waiting for it.
There it is. You
There
know,
it is.
that's the health on the damn shelf.
Mhm.
And look, we're coming right back up. Now the 74, the moment when we hit 74, good Lord. Do you see all these little, they flat out just block the moment out.
They updated everything. They just ruined it.
They chart ball me or blue ball my charts here. Let's see. Where's the trading view? I gotta see. I can't even use it. So right here where we're at on the daily, that has been the range we're stuck in. Now this moment of 73,682, and I did see it on some exchanges at 74K, was March 14th of this year. So it's taken some months, been a lot of shaking out. If you go over here and see what this price action has done to Google Trends, because this is kind of my metric for when retail is here. Let's see here.
Price
Google
still low.
Trends. No, this is the scary part. People are asleep right now. It's insane to see the price action. And then you go to Bitcoin Trends just to see who's been looking up what. Go to the actual Explorer here, Bitcoin. And let's see here. So this gives me just the past 12 months. I want to go to 5 years, because this will give you a kind of a better view what happens in bull markets. This is what happens in bull markets. People absolutely lose their mind, just hammer into it. Now, essentially, we have fallen completely back into the doldrums. This is after an ETF announcement, after we get all of those things that we wanted, regulatory clarity, ETF for Bitcoin approved. We have all of those different factors. Nation states racing to the top when it comes to their Bitcoin holdings. Third world and second world countries moving into Bitcoin as a currency, fixing their hyperinflation. We have all of those different things happening. And yet, seriously, in the gutter when it comes to the average person and their interest in Bitcoin, which, thank God, because it was too damn early for this moment to happen. I needed more crypto. I needed my bags fuller. So just kind of like seeing the doldrums of it. Even though it's horrible for me as a content creator, the attention's gone. I'm a glutton for punishment because I like the attention being off. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, then you end up on the losing side of the trade. That's just what I've experienced. So it's not a big deal. You're probably wrong. What's Laserface doing? What up, Laserface? Maybe it's the new people searching because there's so many that searched it before and people already know about it. No, I think that even people that come in and out of the markets in this time frame, they're going to be Googling it, reacquainting themselves with crypto. Because a lot of people that caught the tops of the last bull market, they kind of checked out once they realized that we were on our way back down into the bear. Like I had gone to a concert. It was the Dury concert in Atlanta. I was at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. in the morning with this guy I met at the concert. And he's like, "You're in crypto, yeah?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, you like Bitcoin? I have some Bitcoin. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I like Bitcoin." He's like, "I have a pretty good amount. I bought it at like $20,000. I can't believe it crashed like it did." I was like, "Open your app." You know what I mean? I opened his app. It was like $40,000. Alden, welcome to OG status, dude. Shout out to you, brother. Now, I like to see the doldrums of the market be there personally. And on the other side, we have Roaring Kitty. The powers that be want to go after Roaring Kitty. It sounds like Massachusetts securities regs probing the trading activities of Roaring Kitty after his recent GameStop trades. Investigation is headed by the Massachusetts Secretary of State, Bill Gavin, the state's top security regulator. This comes as calls of market manipulation have resurfaced. There is this man. This is the nefarious King Kugla, the man that moves mountains.
I'm bored of him.
He's
bored.
I know it's kind of seeming like it might be played out.
I don't know. It's just like, let's move on.
Well, it's exciting for me. Look at he's done something. Did you see what he's done to the AMC and GameStop crafts? It's been nuts. And Solana meme coins.
Has he actually said anything yet?
No, all he did was put a picture of an Uno card, like a reverse Uno card.
Do something.
Yeah, well, and that's the crazy part is that they're going after him for posting on Twitter, I think.
Really?
Yeah, if he can move mountains just by tweeting, then they're going to silence him. It seems kind of weird.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is former SEC enforcer talking about Roaring Kitty. I haven't listened to this. Let's see how this goes. See what we think.
Welcome back to Squawk Box this morning. GameStop shares, they are down slightly this morning. The stock gaining more than 20% just on Monday after Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty, posted a screenshot of GameStop holdings. The Wall Street Journal now reporting that E-Trade is considering barring Gill from its platform due to concerns about potential stock manipulation involving his recent GameStop option purchases. And the SEC may also be looking into the trading. Joining us right now is Jacob Frankel. He is the chair of the Government Investigations and Securities Enforcement Division at Dickinson Wright, and he's formerly served as the SEC's Division of Enforcement. Good morning to you. Jacob, we've been talking for the past couple of days, and frankly now for the past couple of years, about what constitutes manipulation, stock manipulation, in the context of social media and maybe some of the things that Keith Gill, a.k.a. Roaring Kitty, has been doing. It doesn't seem like a natural case. What do you think?
It does not seem, Andrew, you're darn right. It does not seem like a natural case. And what we're really talking about here is the ability of one influencer, in the case of, in this instance, Mr. Gill, to influence the price of the stock. What the SEC looks at when it's talking about stock manipulation is somebody engaging in activity for the purpose of creating actual or apparent active trading for the purpose of driving the stock in one direction or the other, in other words, up or down, for the purpose of benefiting financially. In other words, the idea is that, the person's engaged in trades for the purpose of creating false or misleading appearance of active trading to create a market. But at the same time, when there's one person doing it, merely by virtue of his presence, we've seen people with personalities who have the ability to drive stocks, drive the market, captivate the market. Good examples are Martin Shkreli, Samuel Bankman-Fried. But at the same time, there is content here for SEC enforcement to look at. What's really interesting is we're hearing that the SEC is looking, but we're not hearing that it's the enforcement division necessarily. So it could also be divisions that involve the divisions of the commission that are involved in regulation.
Right.
But you're right. This
so
is
Jacob,
a unique
what would you be
phenomenon.
what would you be looking at? And then there's a separate question, which is, do you think the rules are up to date, need to be updated, changed in this new environment? Or do you think that this is just an idiosyncratic aberration?
Andrew, let's take your second question first, because the challenge in a liquid market with our markets, I don't think you really can create regulation merely because of the activity of one person. It certainly invites scrutiny. I mean, clearly, Mr. Gill has tripped every wire at FINRA for market surveillance. But to create new regulations merely because someone's presence has the ability to drive the market, I think would have an adverse influence and really would not be productive. But I think the SEC, particularly for the enforcement division, is going to look at is...
It's the haircut. It's the haircut.
I just can't imagine sitting down at the news desk, kind of looking over what we're talking about. It's like roaring kitty. What?
Yeah, that's got to be aggravating. This is insane. Honestly, they're fine with, some people are bringing it up, the obvious. Nancy Pelosi's making laws.
They got some politicians they need to go after before Mr. Roaring Kitty here.
This is insane.
My gosh.
Some dude in a headband, you know what I mean? He's got the power to move markets. More so, it feels like the powers that be are just aggravated about the velocity of communication now. I think that the increase in communication and us being able to post on X, on Twitter, on Reddit, all of these different forums have created gigantic pools of people that all move in tandem with each other and actually can move monetary mountains, as they're finding with, head shorts being absolutely liquidated, them losing billions of dollars trying to go after companies they see, kind of losers in the market. Then you see this massive influx of people, this cult army that gets together, pumps the price on. Man, that sounds more like a free market economy to me. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the way it feels. Just a little bit authoritarian to think that they're just going to shut everything down because the guy's tweets are effective. You know what I mean? That'd be a little aggravating for me. If I had an account that if I posted a picture, then all of a sudden it's the SEC problem. You know what I mean?
Didn't Elon get in some trouble for he would literally put a picture of a dog up or whatever?
No, he's a Doge all over his stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
he still does?
Well, intermittently when he rolled out, he took over X, and on his profile was a Doge symbol for a very long time. He went on SNL talking about Doge. You got Gensler talking about Algorand at MIT. You got Dan Crenshaw mentioned in the chat, doing deep trades that make no sense until new litigation and laws come into effect, and all of a sudden these politicians that are on the right side of the trades are making millions. And Nancy Pelosi has hundreds of times her annual salary in value locked up in the background. It's more than hundreds of times. It's probably in the thousands of times as much money as she would make in a salary she has made on the markets, trading on the knowledge that she has going into these electoral chambers and setting laws for the country. It's just absolutely insane to see the double standard. So, shout out to Roaring Kitty. I like the chaos. I also like the Solana meme coins that pop up because of Roaring Kitty. That's half of the fun. And super bummed he's not making the pizza party. Really can't wait to meet y'all. Me either, man. Alden, I'll meet you someday. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man.
I haven't been told.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. 5 to 7 p.m. pizza party here at the office. We got another super chat, Delio down in Rumble. Such hypocritical bullshit. Seems like they don't want people to win in this rigged market. Someone found the cheat code. Let us win. Why can't politicians lie? Why can politicians lie about insider trading, but we can't? It's a very hefty double standard. You got to start asking yourself the deep questions, especially when you get dark and you realize that BlackRock is going to be the big winner out of Ukraine. They got the contract to rebuild Ukraine. Shocker, right? It sounds pretty nefarious, right? Start all these conflicts, have Joe go over there and basically blackmail the country out of their own internal attorney generals and force in attorney generals that were in lock and step with Western initiatives. That sounds like a problem, right? Well, no big deal. No issue here. In fact, we're going to hire him as the president of the United States. It's just such a bag of bullshit at this point. Like, you can get real dark when you go down the line of who's making what money on what. And also, you know, I mean, this plays into the jab season. A lot of people asking, why would jab season happen? If we know all of the things coming to light in the coronavirus subcommittee now this week with Rand Paul grilling Fauci for the first time, Fauci's popped out of the ground since December of 2022. Everyone realizes that he was a nefarious scammer that actually meant harm the entirety of the world. But yet we're sitting here wondering, oh, what should the punishment be? What can we even do? What can we do, right? Sometimes I really wish we as a society would re-embrace tar and feathering. You know, I think that people would take their crimes a little bit more seriously.
I would not want to watch that.
I mean, you know, it's just a thought. It's just a thought, you know, dark like crypto after dark. Yeah, Jake, exactly. So now we have this happening. You all remember the Bank Term Funding Program being rug pulled from banks right as they were sitting on immense amount of losses. Now a lot of news publications are coming out talking about 63 U.S. banks sitting on the brink of collapse with $517 billion in cumulative losses, highlighted by the FDIC. This is the graph highlighting this road to hell that the banks are following right now. And essentially, the large portion of these losses is coming from commercial real estate valuations. It's coming from failed environmental sustainable governance investments, things that don't make money but sound nice when you're shilling them to a group of communists. And then they all say, yeah, that sounds good. And then you have a bank moving tons of money into it and losing their ass over a year's, 5 years, 10 years time frame. All of those losses on wind energy and solar energy are also baked into this heavy anchor that is trying to drag down the banking infrastructure of the United States as we speak. And this is where it can get very dark. We've heard I've talked about this before, but in 2007, 2008, the banks did something called the Dodd-Frank Act. The Dodd-Frank Act put into place a ability for banks to do what's called a bail-in. They go into your bank account to fix this negative problem on their balance sheets. This $517 billion showing on my screen right now. Yes. Oh, and thank you. This problem, they can fix it with your literal bank account. That is the big issue, the 27 Hydra that's sitting in the background. And I saw some kind of sketchy things. I saw some news breaking earlier in the month about the FDIC chair, Martin Grunberg, who had stepped down. I took this news initially as, man, we're winning. The FDIC chair stepping down. Klaus Schwab stepping down. Melinda Gates stepping down. All of those different things we see. But now that I'm thinking back to this FDIC chair getting ready to step down, the news broke on May 20th, just about 2 weeks ago, right ahead of all of the realization that 63 banks were now on the brink of collapse, leaving the FDIC in basically the front seat to try and actually contain this mass collapse that we're actually facing here on the banking side. And now, it goes to thought, who is Biden going to choose as the next person to head up the FDIC? Just an absolutely insane thing to think about. Maybe the bubble for these banks is actually ready to burst. And that's probably why I see a lot of these banks, like we highlighted earlier in the show, organizations like Van Eck, Franklin Templeton, all being bullish on Bitcoin because of the sickness within the ground they walk upon. So this is why self-custody is so damn important. And, with that being said, you guys, I want to have just take a moment here, hear a word from the absolute pillar for this channel, a great channel sponsor. Let's let him have a word on. What do you think? Can we let him see this? Let's send.
The Blockchain Basement is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap using 3-factor authentication to make sure to keep your assets safer than ever. Make sure to support the channel. Use code BASE10 and click the link down in the description to get your hands on your security today.
Oh, there it is.
That's incredible.
I mean, I went to the beach and I came back that quickly. Thank you. Thank you, one. Thank you all. And this is like, wow. That's why I love, I mean, the problems that we see within the banks. This is why I love having a channel partner like Arculus. It's about spreading the message of people taking control for yourself. I think of a lot of people focused on self-rescue and, on basically being a pillar of strength for their own local communities and not just being beholden to banks that will go down at a point. I've called it time and time again. The FHLB ratings on these banks goes up to 200% at times. Sometimes these banks own twice as much as they're worth currently because of the losses on commercial real estate. And because of all the shit that we've seen with work from home and the no need for offices anymore and kind of the rebalancing of infrastructure at large, there's a lot of money wrapped up in commercial real estate that is dragging those banks down with it. Shout out to you, $0 Giro, for gifting the Memby to Jason Jimenez. What an absolute G. What an absolute G. So, and on the FDIC, the incoming FDIC, I want to kind of try to make educated guesses on what the next person is, who the next person is that Biden's going to choose. Wouldn't it be insane? What if like AOC is in charge of the FDIC? Would you guys be all right with that? If it just goes with AOC to handle all of that banking infrastructure? I mean,
thank you.
The problem with the FDIC. This is probably, I don't know if you know this, but in March 20th or around March 20th of 2020, when they released Flu Season, when that hot album dropped, the FDIC actually made it so that banks needed to hold 0% asset reserves so that banks didn't need to have your money anymore. That's the shit that I need to pound into people's heads because they don't have the money that everyone thinks that, oh yeah, they got it in a vault somewhere or, it's fine. No, they actually have to, and oftentimes they have to go get it or have Brinks deliver it to them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that have to happen. Crypto After Dark, 50% of FDIC funds are taken from just 2 bank failures, SVB and Silvergate. That's a great note to make. The depth of the FDIC to save the banking infrastructure, half of it was used in just 2 banks going under in March of 23. So we're riding on some thin ice right now. We're going to see how it goes. This is from Zero Proof. I am needing to further confirm this, but it looks like Saudi Arabia is expected to announce it'll cease all oil sales in US dollars, marking the end of the 50-year Petrodollar pact signed on June 6th of 1974, which expires on June 9th of 2024. The decision not to renew this pact stems from Saudi Arabia's recent invitation to BRICS and a move towards de-dollarization. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has informed the Saudi government that the country will no longer accept US dollars for oil transactions. Now, at large, the US still is a big contender, if not the top contender for oil production. So I don't think that them pulling off of, production for us, we're going to be fine, generally speaking, here in the United States for oil. The usage of the dollar going down from fully pulling off of it and moving into BRICS transfers. This is a parallel economy we see building up. I don't think that this situation of BRICS versus the US/NATO will be solved until the kinetic conclusion of World War III is experienced. And a lot of people are like, no, we're just in like sort of decentralized conflicts right now. Not a big deal. Iran and Israel popping off, Ukraine and Russia, Taiwan and China. Those are all separate situations. I am of the opinion that they are not, that this is a crescendo to a much larger showdown, just like in World War II, which ended in a Bretton Woods decision. Who is the leader? Who is the world reserve currency? That choice is made after World War II and, in my opinion, World War III. So we're going to see if they stick to this, how long this lasts.
You don't think the price of gas will go up, though?
It'll probably go up. I think that we're going to go, because right now they're temporarily kind of patted down because Biden's been emptying out our strategic oil reserves, which is meant for war. So ironically, he's using the oil that's meant to solve and fight in World War III to win at the election polls because he's given that short-term relief to people. It's despicable. It's scary.
What's the price of gas where you live, people in the chat?
What's that?
What's the price of gas for the people in the chat?
Oh yeah,
What's the
let
price
us
of gas
know how
where you
much
live?
it is. It's about
I need to know.
Here in Georgia, it's about like $3.50, right?
$3.50, but if you go to Costco, $3.15.
A Costco, I have the platinum card at Costco. I would not be able to exist if I didn't have a platinum card on Costco because those kids, I was thinking about it yesterday, like I eat like twice a day. My kids are starting to just like, it's like $1,000 a week in food. When I was a young kid, I never could have imagined how much food and how much money my children need. I try to feed them healthy.
Just wait till they
Look
get
at
older.
this. 570 Cali crypto, dude.
Holy.
Crypto after dark, $6 in San Diego. Holy shit. 565 in SoCal, just over $3, $365
I
in
sure do
Arizona.
miss those lower prices with a certain someone in office.
Oh my God. Well, no, I mean, we can't have that. Now he's a felon. Aaron,
Bro.
are you really gonna vote for a felon?
I was on TikTok today during my lunch break, and it was like this thing. It's like, how many likes for you to blah, blah, and it was like, how many, it's like, I text my wife, how many likes, and she'll vote for Trump, and it was like 50,000 likes, whatever. Bro, the TikTok had 11 million likes on it.
Oh,
11 million. That is crazy.
Oh, my
11
God.
million.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. I actually had to get rid of an old truck I built. It got like 5 miles to the gallon. It was a great truck, but it wasn't reasonable for me. And I could just see the money. Like when I started it, I just saw dollar bills coming out the back, the tailpipe. So I had to stop that. But 341. It seems like Missouri, some of the southern states, still in that $3 to $3.50. Nice to see Colorado's right at about $3 as well. My family's out in Colorado. California, $6 still.
Yeah, how
Absolutely
y'all living out there in Cali? My gosh.
It's not easy, dude.
The weather's nice, but sheesh.
I know it is beautiful. In San Diego, I went surfing down there. It was quite an experience. But now this, just as a side note, this is some, just macro info for you. Evanston, the town of Evanston, has paid out nearly $5 million to 193 of the town's black residents over the past 2 years. These for race-based payments. They're being sued using similar logic that's seen in last year's Supreme Court ruling against affirmative action, highlighting that the decision made clear that just as a government is barred from discriminating against a person that is just solely based on their race, it also cannot reward people just based on their race as well. And that is just a breath of fresh air right there.
That's interesting.
It should be pretty obvious. Like they always try to say reverse racism, and it's just regular racism. Okay, there's racism is racism. There's no reverse racism quadratic equation that you put on top of it. Well, if they're purple or pink, then they can do this over the other. They're always trying to justify one or the other. People should be treated as equal. I think we all can understand that. As long as they're not breaking laws or on my lawn directly, you're just fine by me. So we got all kinds of big chats from Ink Pirates calling out the market manipulation. Shout out to you down there in the Rumble, holding it down. Now we got this. 20% of New York City hotels are now overrun as migrant shelters. So that's good news.
How's that going?
1 out of 5 hotels in an already heavily populated area of New York City taken up by the new migrants. Just fantastic. Sure, this is going to work out great for you. None of them will ever return to hotel status. Very sad. Look at all the memes being Duke of New York, #1, Escape from New York. Shout out to that, man. I went to New York right before flu season. I went to New York in February of 2020. And it was rough. It was rough, but it was nowhere near as rough as what I'm seeing it is now. And New York had a cool feel. There's a lot of food to eat. There's all the people. It had a good energy. It really kind of breaks my heart thinking that, 20 years from now, I don't feel like there's any of the city centers that we know of now. I don't feel that my kids are going to be safe going into them in 20 years. If they keep going down this idiotic Democratic voting process that we've seen happen to Denver, that we've seen happen in New York. Someone's calling me. That's interesting. But they're just signing their own death warrants. And at a point, it will fix itself because they don't believe in reproducing. So at a point, they're just no new Democrats to deal with. But that's decades out, folks. That's decades out. Unless there's something extra special cooked into those shots, then we'll see that quickly sped up. But now this, I highlighted this. This is being not advertised, but reported on more and more now. NATO looking to planning to get U.S. troops on the front line to fight Russia. NATO has disclosed its preparations to deploy American troops to the European front lines in the event of a full-scale conflict with Russia. Innovative land corridors are being established to expedite movements of soldiers throughout Central Europe, bypassing local bureaucratic hurdles. This is what you get when you have NATO, just the absolute insane overbearing power structure of Western Europe, bypassing local bureaucratic hurdles. Those bureaucratic hurdles might have been put in place to stop kinetic World War III and turning one of these, I really worry that one of these areas in Europe is going to get hit by a nuke. I really worry about that. That is one nasty, people ask me about a possible black swan, something that would actually be able to shut the markets down once again, because people have gotten kind of normalized to bad news with all the like bird flu. No one even cares. You know what I mean? Like and I as well. I'm like, get fucked. I'm not going to just hide in my house again, try to hide from another flu, think that I can outsmart some amorphous organism. Like, I am a hillbilly. If I catch it and I die, I catch it and I die. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. That's right. They're training migrants at servant staff, long-term vision. Come on. Servants. Oh, God. Gary Little Lizard. Very dark highlight there. And honestly, New York taking advantage of them and putting them all in service positions, just, and not only that, but the migrant thing, it can be very financially looked at as, we have a nasty, nasty deficit on the U.S. debt levels right now. If we don't have any understanding about how many new citizens are coming into the country, how many new citizens, if you want to call them citizens, even though they've done no paperwork, are going to be requiring money services from the federal government, it'd be a pretty useful metric to know how many people you need to pay. But since we have had 25 million people enter the country under the guise, under the radar, off the books, illegally, we have no way of knowing how many people there is to actually deal with on a public goods infrastructure level. That is a very baseline Democrat-friendly talking point where you can actually start their gears thinking, hey, maybe that is actually a problem. If we're just kind of shooting blind and printing money just with our eyes closed and not understand how much we actually need to pay for all these new people, there is guaranteed to be problems in the long term. So just food for thought. God, I'm on a rant.
I'm just letting you cook, man.
I mean, man, I'm kind of going off today. It's because I didn't have the morning show. I ran the morning show computer for DZ and Josh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is interesting as hell. Speaking of New York, 37 assassinated in Mexico's presidential election. Was the candidate elected or selected? Mexico elects its first female president, Claudia Sheinbaum, elected as the first female president after a bloody election campaign that saw
no pun intended.
Yeah. Oh God, that was brutal. You say no pun intended?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we got to move on from that one. 37 candidates assassinated. This is the list. Yeah. Here's the list. Now, this is just Mexico's bloodiest election in modern history, set to give the first woman presidency. Man,
how
look
does
at
that
the
even
smiles.
happen?
Well, let's go through the names. I mean, let's just see.
Do they not have security?
They have security. These people have security. Javier Barrera, Wilman Morales, Alejandro Hernandez, Miguel Robles. We got all kinds
on the
of
same
names.
day.
Yeah. I mean, you can see what's the most common day. A lot of them happen in November of 23. We got the 11th of October. A couple of them happen on the same day. 11th of January, 14th of January, 24th of January's got a couple. We got two for there. Let's see here. Man,
bro, I would
pretty
never
condensed.
leave my house.
Pretty condensed. That's a pretty sketchy.
If this
Probably
started happening, I would never leave my house.
They would probably find your house.
Yeah, they would find you. Claudia Sheinbaum. Let's look who the hell this
I'm not
is.
going to Mexico.
Claudia, and then what is it? Sheinbaum. Let's see here. Let's see who the hell this person
I know, Laserface. I know. That's the reason I'm not going to Mexico.
Let's see here. Born in 1962.
I've watched too many
Mexican
movies.
politician, scientist, academic. Won the 2024 Mexican general election. Yada, yada. Left wing. Not surprised. From 2000 to 2006, Scheinboom served as Secretary of Environment under future president. Okay. So we can just expect ESG principles to be shoved down the throats of the Mexican people for years on end. I'm making that shoot from the hip assertion from this. She's a scientist. All the bells and whistles from the left. Head of the environment. All the bells and whistles to be Mexico's personal Fauci. So shout out to you in the 37 assassinations you pulled off to get that seat. Breaking the glass ceiling with a firearm.
Dirty Dan says it was 200 politicians were killed.
200
this year.
Well, that tracks. There's been a lot of politicians assassinated. That tracks. That sounds about right. And the crazy part is everyone's just kind of like, kind of normal.
Is that just normal in Mexico?
No, it's not normal. It is not normal.
I don't know. I've never been. I don't want to go.
This is not the new normal. No one should get used to the new normal. This is not normal. Just insane. Speaking of new normal, I got an audio clip from yesterday's coronavirus oversight hearing with Rand Paul grilling Anthony Fauci. Now, this is just one of the most explosive parts of the testimony and some footage, or not footage, but tapes played during the hearing. Let's have a go.
Powered and protected legally, you were going to have schools, universities, and colleges. They're going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well, in reference to making it hard for people to get education, traveling, working, I'd say it very much was in context. And I take great offense to this. Miss Allison Williams testified before this committee about losing her job because she sought an exemption for ESPN's vaccine mandate, which came from recommendation from bureaucrats like yourself. She and her husband were actively working with a fertility expert, a physician, on how to get pregnant, and agreed with the premise that she was young, healthy, wanted to get pregnant, and shouldn't get the vaccination for medical purposes. But she was fired because you made it hard, just like you said in your statement, because you didn't want to make sure that the ideological bullshit got in the way of her working.
There it is. Absolutely.
Grinds my gears. Grinds my gears.
Well, I mean, my wife was pregnant during this whole fucking bullshit.
My sister was as well.
Was she? And like just the thought of them trying to force, and not just the force, but they were laying out thousands of media articles to help push their opinion into, maybe I should just do it. Never been on this channel before. Definitely liking this. Shout out to you, Sens.
My sister was a nurse too.
Was she?
So the only way she was the only way she got out of it was being pregnant, of getting the jab.
I mean, and they made it hard and they guilted you. And I was in Boulder, which it was the weirdest thing because Boulder, they're very against overdoing the standard amount of jabs. There's like a standard amount of 72 jabs you're supposed to get in the kids by 6 years old. And it's like, fuck, what do you mean? Like every month? Like that just seems a little excessive. So in Boulder, they were previously anti. And then when the jab rolled out, they're like, hell, I'm all about it. Let's do it. All these liberals just immediately shifted their mindset and just hammered into it. And actually it turned into a brown shirt situation. They're trying to ask the police to check for cards for the vaccine passport. They said no, thankfully, for God's sakes. But we were inches away from tyranny actually out there.
Remember those cards?
Yeah. I remember them well. And the way that you guys can make sure that I don't get eviscerated off the internet for saying what I just said is by smashing the like. Share the stream out. Make sure that we're a decentralized force of voice around the internet because this shit matters. This is our livelihoods. This is literally within the last 4 years, your body was no longer your body. And there was moments where this country came inches from actually instituting that thought into law. So if you think about what was at stake, what we barely avoided Only if, in my opinion, we only avoided tyranny actual because of people that just had enough. They were like, no, this is the line. You're going to have to come and get some. And that's when they stopped. They realized how many red-blooded Americans there were left in this country and how many they had reawoken with the spirit of 1776 literally flowing through their veins, just reignited from the face of tyranny coming back. So no, I'm not going anywhere, but it'll help the channel a lot if you share this out, smash the like, and show us some love here because we are at risk. Now on the meme coin, well, on the chaos side, we got some crazy shit happening here. This morning, OpenAI's ChatGPT was down. Google's Gemini was down. Claude was down. Perplexity AI was down. Grok still was up. No strong determination on if this is a widespread cyber attack, but it was going on while I saw this as well. Operations across 2 major London hospitals and King's College have been canceled due to a cyber attack, with all transplant surgeries axed and the problem affecting pathology labs, including blood transfusions, trauma cases at King's being sent to other sites. And this, speaking of short-term memory, who remembers that the pharmacy system in and of itself was hacked and that they weren't actually able to do pharmacy bills not too terribly long ago? No real explanation came out of that. We've seen multiple hacks within our medical infrastructure, and mum's the word. Nobody seems to care. Everyone's like, oh, everything's fine. This is probably just a glitch in the system, just like the New York Stock Exchange yesterday, wiping out tens of billions of dollars in value, and then all of a sudden coming back, business as usual. Everything is fine. Guys, I really think that China and Iran and Russia are testing our digital infrastructure right now. That's what I think is happening in the background. Now, who thinks this? Are we going to get XRP ETF? This is David Schwartz going to the moon. We got people talking.
It's not happening.
Brad Garland House. Come on, guys. Get hyped live at 3 p.m. Talking to Fox.
I'm fine if it happens. I have some XRP, but it's not 95% of my portfolio, so I'm good to go.
It's not going to happen.
You don't think it's going to? I know it's not
there's a
happen.
possibility, but it's not going to happen.
No, this is not happening this year. I can strongly say that we are not getting an XRP ETF this year, you guys. I know there's a lot of people like, it's got regulatory clarity, secondary sales on securities. We're good for an ETF, right? Doubt it. This year, I'm looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum being the ETF acceptance. Probably have some applications. Sure, we could see a XRP application, but an actual approval of XRP as an ETF, not going to make it. Now, and I'm in the same boat as you, Aaron. I basically have forgotten about my bag of XRP. It's like a non-issue
at this
at
point for me.
Like I got rid of 90% of it when it was at 70 cents. That felt good. That felt real good. But I still have like 10% left. It's like 2,000 tokens. And maybe I should just YOLO them into someone asking, maybe I should YOLO it into Bump. Where do I get a bag with Coke? Bag with Coke, ticker Bump is on base. We may as well go there. I'm still holding this thing like a psycho. I took profits on beef this morning. Beef is just absolutely ripping. I did this one first. Having a good day. Just one of my chaotic plays. Another one of my obvious chaotic plays is Bump. Let's just type this in. Let's go find her. Where is she at? I think she's sitting here simmering at the 30K mark, market cap level. Yeah, 31K. Had some early Jeets trying to sell off. We're sitting here trying to build a damn floor of support, which I am part of that floor. I will not fucking sell until we send this thing over $5 million market cap. This one's got some legs. Bump. I mean, why do they keep finding cocaine at the White House? That's this thing's moment is when they find another bag of cocaine in the White House, because it's coming. It's gonna come. The Crypto Steve-O is saying a total of 3. Are you talking total of 3 bags of cocaine found at the White House? Because I know of 2 for sure that they found. But shout out to that. It's on Base Chain. Here's a contract. This is the Twitter. 106 followers. It's at Bag with Coke. So shout out. We're holding the line, baby. We ain't fucking leaving until this thing actually sends it. We launched that thing. It was a show. We ended on like Friday last week. We're like, man, we're gonna make a coin. So we went ahead and made a coin. Some kind of scary is that we've seen thousands of Solana meme coins being launched like on a weekly, daily basis. A lot of people are wondering if that's going to pull away from the liquidity of the overall crypto markets. I really think that it's not going to mess with it too much. Honestly, if we hit the $7 to $10 trillion market cap, this is going to be just absolutely stupid for the other altcoins. Not talking about altcoins minus ETH chart. What are we talking about? You got an altcoin? I saw you were looking at T-Mania crypto, Steve-O. I've been paying attention to that one. I almost bought some T-Mania this morning. I may as well look at it. This is another one I'm looking at here. And I do have some Solana burning a hole in my pocket. Do you have any meme coins I should go just hammer into without even looking at them?
I have Popcat.
Popcat?
And yeah, it's pretty much the only meme coin I'm holding right now.
Okay. Popcat's the only one?
Yeah.
How's it been doing you?
Doing all right.
Okay.
It was up for a while and then went back down. And
what got you into? Why is that the only meme coin you're in?
Because I was just looking for like a cat coin.
Are you looking for a cat coin?
And I was Popcat just popped out to me. So I was
Dear
like,
God.
I'm gonna buy me some Popcat.
Dear God. Here's T-Mania. I think this is the one me and Steve were looking at here. And right now, like the reason why I'm enticed at this moment in time is just because it showed a level of support a few times in the past. Didn't go all the way down to this level on this wick down, but we are on a little bit of a retrace right now. And you can see this stumble point right now. I don't necessarily hate getting this thing at a flat 2 cents. We're at 2.5 cents right now. Feeling out the situation might get me some.
Drew, someone has a question in chat.
What's that?
They go, how you getting on base? Asking for a friend, LOL.
Oh, you got to bridge your assets. Like, okay, so I use dbridge to bridge Ethereum to base chain Ethereum, but then also you can use, we can go here.
I use my Coinbase wallet.
That works easy.
Yeah, I have ETH on there and I bridge it to the base network, and then I send it from Coinbase wallet to my MetaMask wallet.
Yeah.
And you can easily add a base network to the MetaMask wallet. It's so easy.
And the first thing I came across before I found all that, base.org. You can basically just go straight to base.org and then click bridge. You choose one of these bridges, connect your wallet, and then you can get the Ethereum off the Ethereum network and on to base network in that particular wallet. I connect my MetaMask, and then it basically just moves the Ethereum on the Ethereum network on my MetaMask over to the Ethereum on base within the MetaMask from this website. So there's a couple of different ways to skin a cat. Someone's bringing up a good one to pay attention to. Black Dragon. We looked at this thing last week. I think it was like a 3 mil or something like that. Let's see where we're at today. And I feel there's going to be a mover because it's on near. Not too many options to choose from. 5.7 mil. Holy shit, this thing's waking up. We saw, and this is almost a similar chart pattern. Look at this. This is the meme coins, even the ones that are strong, that don't give up. They have this, where you have this initial just jackknife to the sky. You have some initial drop down 2 points, and then these points need to prove a support. Looks like it's rising from that $3 million level. Very, very nice. Shout out to this. This one, goddamn, this is one of the early near meme coins. I need to be jumping into more meme coins on near. This is what this is telling me. There's money. There's price action to be had there. Good to see.
Base? Do you think base is still early on the meme coins?
Oh, hell yes, dude. Like, I think we are completely underselling what base is capable of. This is a blockchain that has the silver spoon in hand, man. It was born with the silver spoon. Like, Coinbase custodying BlackRock and Fidelity's crypto in and of itself on the institutional side is what, in my opinion, gives them the green light to do whatever the hell they want. As long as they disclose, I think that Coinbase is going to be let go. Sounds like choose your own adventure, Black Dragon. What the hell? Holding on to MagaWife. I did take profits on MagaWife on the last spike, but I have a little bit of MagaWife left. May as well go there. Dude,
I don't even know what these memes are you're talking about. It was crazy.
MagaWife. I mean, dude,
MagaWife?
Dude, these are insane, crazy. Okay, these are insane little plays here. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not.
I go on vacation for a week and I come back and there's just all these
here
new meme
This
coins.
one trying to die on me. I took the profits on this move, but now the rest of my moon bag trying to die. I'm almost tempted to buy more of this. I do have some soul burning a hole in my pockets here. Maybe I got it, but it's at a 26 market cap. These are the moments where you just make sure that the community's still there, that they ain't fucking giving up. It's got 433 holders. This one may very well die, but I hold it. I'll ride this thing to zero. I'm not adverse to riding things to zero. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. But this, I saw something sketchy. Where is it? Where in the hell did it go? Where is this? This ain't it. This is now. Securitize. Got to shout this one. Securitize. We can't be ignoring this project. This is cooked into the whole Ondo BlackRock cesspool of RWAs that's coming. Where in the hell is this? No. Owen, I can't believe this happened to you. There it is. Look at this thing.
Oh, yeah.
This thing.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay, so a giant nightmare, a giant venomous flying spider.
Flying.
Well, it's not flying. Okay, they overplay things.
That's like a thing, like assault rifle.
Yeah, I mean that's
okay. Makes sense.
It's not flying. It's fastly falling in a controlled manner. But 4-inch leg span, head into New York area as they spread across the East Coast. These are Joro spiders.
Oh dear God!
These are here, Aaron. These are heavily in Paulding County.
No.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
And if you look up, if you start to just pay attention to the trees, like these Joro spiders, they come from Asia. I think it's primarily Japan is where they originate from.
I don't want to look up.
No, they get massive.
Holy.
Bro. This is kind of like, this is small. I ran into one that was bigger than this on the side of a river. My daughter shit her pants. Okay. So I had to take the pants full of poop and go down to the river.
She actually pooped her pants.
She pooped her pants.
Oh, I thought you were just kidding. Like
no,
she was
I'm
so
serious.
scared.
And so I had to take
That's how big these spiders are. She pooped her pants.
I know. It was terrifying. And I went down, I cleaned off the pants, and then I came back up and I was on the side of the river, and this thing comes up. Well, it didn't come up to me. It was in a web, and I felt my body just break through what felt like a huge sheet of paper towels. And then I knew. I was like, I had fucked up. When that moment happened, I poof. And then I was like, uh-oh. I look up, and this thing, it was the size of a tarantula. I've owned tarantulas before, so I know the size. This thing was the size of, what do they call them? A rose hair tarantula.
Oh, hell
Absolutely
no.
massive. Like inches from my face.
Should look up how big one gets. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, let's look up. Let's look
where
up.
I
Let's
live.
look up. How big, let's see here, do Joro spiders get? Let's see here. Because these things are real, man. I mean, this is a real thing that's happening in the United States. Let's see here, about 4 inches long, legs that can span 6 to 8 inches.
What?
So yeah, I mean, they can get very, very large. Let's see if we can get a good
If they're venomous,
comparison.
why are they holding them?
Well, they can't bite you though. They don't have big enough fangs to
it's
bite.
like daddy long legs.
Yeah, they kind of have that daddy long leg problem.
Well, you
They
could
don't
have
have big
told
enough.
me that in the beginning.
No, I want the initial reaction. But these things, they look like Terminator, man. Like the Terminator of spiders. Look at this thing. Just absolutely thick. They get very, very large. So, have fun with it. If you see them out there, look up in the trees. You might see flying death above you in the form of a poisonous spider that can't bite you. Still pretty sketchy though. I'm not arachnophobic, I wouldn't say. I've owned tarantulas in the past, but yeah, those are all over the United States, bro. Those are all over
I don't
the United
believe
States.
you.
It's true, Aaron.
No.
We should go on a walk. Silver Comet Trail?
Yeah.
All over the damn place. All over the damn place. So that'll help us sleep at night. It's time for us to go work out.
Yes.
It's chess day.
It's actually deadlift.
If you guys got meme coins,
Right.
Solana plays you're looking at, leave them down in the comments below. I appreciate all of you for joining us. And remember, this show is powered by Arculus, the world's leading cold storage, where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap and use 3-factor authentication doing so. So make sure to support the channel. Click the link down in our description and use code BASE10 to get your hands on one today. Get your family sovereign. Get your crypto off exchanges for the love of God. I love all of you out there in the chat. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow morning. Goodbye.